Has some exciting announcements to share with you this morning. Take a look at their video, and he'll come up afterwards. Thanks.
What enables companies to move faster is true, real-time visibility of their physical world. Keeping people and machines on time and on budget is a difficult task. This is why drones are becoming adopted to provide real-time visibility. But today, decision-making is still manual and requires input from humans. In the near future, decision-making will be interpreted by AI. Skycatch is realizing this vision with our partners Komatsu and their intelligent machines. Skycatch has developed artificial intelligence to analyze the growing amount of data generated all over the world. Skycatch AI will process live data and predict when schedules are at risk. Future job sites will use supercomputers in the sky, working with advanced smart machines on the ground. The Skycatch AI will get smarter over time and will become as complex and dynamic as the job site itself. This allows Skycatch to rapidly scale the same functionality across millions of job sites.
Hello everyone. Thank you DJI for having us. Most importantly, thank you Jan, Sunny, Michael for an incredible event that you're putting together here for all of us. Thank you. We are humbled to be here showcasing our technology, talking about the future of drones in general. We started about 4 years ago, a very small company, 3 people, going to job sites, trying to see if this data was actually useful on the site. Quickly realizing that everybody on a job site is confused, trying to learn more about what's going on. Early on, spent a lot of time taking videos and photos, and that turned into our first contract that led to an investment. We're based out of San Francisco. We have 50, 60 people, mostly engineers. We're not a drone company. That's why we work really close to DJI. We do have a drone out there. We also have hardware. But we're a software company. We focus primarily on breaking down the complexity of a job site. As opposed to Google, who is able to index the internet, and we have HTML pages, everything's tagged efficiently. The physical world is not tagged efficiently. It's very complex to understand pile from a machine, from a human, or what they're doing, their actions. That's what Skycatch is focused on. We're proud also to be expanded way beyond our imagination in terms of projects worldwide. Started with a few projects 3 years ago, some key clients, one of which is in Cupertino, building a very incredible company and office there that I can't talk about, but you can use your imagination. All the way to Disney and a few other incredible partners who have allowed us to work with them and provide our services to them. I'm also very excited to be here because this is our chance to show you what we've done and how we think about the future. I want to encourage everybody, if you're a drone service provider, if you're providing technology for in the cloud, or if you're building hardware, to bring more of your customers into this incredible event. Next year should be half of the team, half of the people in the event should be people actually using your products. You should not be afraid to share your customers other technology that have options to choose from. What keeps us tied to our customers is our loyalty, our service, not our technology. They could probably find the same technology elsewhere, but what makes us unique in our customers is our loyalty and our service. That's why hopefully a next year event will be filled with customers that you bring in. provide you some context. I also want to make an announcement towards the end of the presentation. I want to make an announcement that is tied to us working closely with DJI. And also an announcement that hopefully gets everyone excited about the industry and the future of the industry. Some context. This is taken right from our customers. There are about 50 million job sites active every single year. Skycatch couldn't possibly access all of them. Everyone is going to have to play a part on this. This is why we believe strongly on something I've said to my team multiple times, that we don't have competition, meaning other companies. Our biggest competitor, all of us, including DJI, is speed of adoption. That is the biggest competitor to all of us. So we're fighting towards that. And we're also here to share with you what we've done to battle that, or to remove that hurdle. Another partner is building 200 100 square kilometer wind farms every year in China alone. They're looking to scan 100 square kilometers in less than a week. Today, it takes about a month, but they want to do it in less than a week. This is something that we're working on. These are the technologies that we're thinking about. These are the enablements that we actually, all of you are going to be working on at some point. And I'm sure many of you are already. 100 square kilometers in less than a week. The reason behind that is because if you're building a farm, a wind farm, at some point you need to transfer who's paying for energy. And you need to know that date exactly. Because if you're late, then you're paying two companies for the same service. So today, a wind farm company, if they're late, every single day they have to pay $100,000 per wind turbine a day if they're late. That's why it's so critical to have our technology on it. We all know this. Infrastructure is a key component of why we're here. Inspection is going to be essential for all of these massive companies who love building these massive structures. Someone needs to maintain them. Humans can't do the job. We build more infrastructure than we are able to maintain. That's why this technology is becoming so powerful for so many different companies. To scale it is a whole different challenge for us. Today we're able to put drones up there and bring our eyes in front of things that we weren't able to do before, unless we had a helicopter or any other, or ladder. We're able to do that very efficiently today. But to scale it to thousands of locations or millions of locations will require automation. This is the area that we focus on. This is the area that a lot of companies here are already thinking about. Another piece that we're very excited about and also motivates us is the impact this automation, your companies, is bringing into society. We truly believe that automation across the board, not just drone automation, but all machine automation, at some point is going to bring full economic equalization. It's going to commoditize building things. It's going to be so easy to build things that you don't have to pay a huge sum of money to get something. And we like that future. Because there are a lot of people who don't have homes in the world. And I think deep inside, being able to be part of that is important to all of us. Humans bottleneck. The reason why I put this up there is because we've always been the bottleneck. Since the Industrial Revolution, we've been the bottleneck. Since 1991, when I built my first aircraft, and it was gas-powered, had no autopilot, and all I did was making sure that I didn't crash because I had to have really good control of the sticks. We don't have to have that anymore. Before, that was a bottleneck. Today, we don't. We don't have it. And what that says is that we will continuously evolve towards automation. That's just the future. Which means we need to remove ourselves from the process of being the thinking, making the thinking for the data collected, or being the ones who actually simulate automation. At some point, we will remove ourselves from that. That's where DJI is making the biggest impact to us. by building infrastructure that we can sit on top of to enable this automation. As a company, many companies here as well, you may be a pilot service provider today, but I believe 5 years from now you're going to be a data company. You're going to be analyzing data, connecting it to real workflows, meaningful outputs. Today we have deployed in tens of thousands of projects, but our solution that I'm going to talk about in a minute is being deployed in thousands of places in Japan and Australia. And I want to invite you to go see our amazing Skycatch team in the back to tell you more about what we are doing to enable this. There's a great amount of human input in every flight that we do. Every time we take a drone up, every time we take a drone down, every time we pull the data out, there's a lot of human input and interaction that needs to be removed in order for us to get to that scalable world. Data is disconnected, you have to connect it. You look at it, make sense of it, and then you input something. That's what's happening today. The human-to-machine dependency is very strong today. That is what we're working towards eliminating or removing. This is the past, it's really today. This is the present. People flying drones, actually getting server-grade data using these incredible tools, and it's going to get more and more like that. It's going to be less manual effort, more automated systems. How do we get to machine-to-machine communication? This is something that today, for example, someone has to put a battery on, put the mission in, pull the data out, synchronize the data to the cloud. Someone needs to review it, look at it. Someone needs to do volumetric measurements. Someone needs to talk to someone how that's important. There are a lot of steps in the process. Today, it's nearly impossible to do machine-to-machine automation, but it'll get there. I think the first step that we did, the closest to machine automation that we've done is with Komatsu. Today, Komatsu has a fleet of bulldozers that are fully automated. There's human in the cockpit, but it's only pushing forward. This means our units take off, they collect the data, they get high-precision data, they process it to high-precision data point clouds. They remove all the objects from the ground, and then they pass it on to the cloud, to their cloud, to do the routing for the bulldozers. And then the bulldozer takes off. It's incredible to watch. Bulldozer takes off, moves to Earth, takes more photos using their stereo cameras, and then sends it back to us to recreate the point cloud and do the same thing over and over again. That's the first time I've ever seen machine-to-machine automation. This happened back in 2015. Now they're launching that product all over Japan, all over the world actually. End-to-end automation will impact everybody. Machine-to-machine is going to be essential for us to get to that world. Operating at scale is something Jan talked about. Operating at scale is going to be essential as companies become more mature. We've seen that with Komatsu. Komatsu started asking for pilots, started asking for GCPs, started asking for all of these manual steps. Komatsu is asking now for how do we deploy 20,000 units and manage them without having people involved. This is the pressure that you're going to get from your customers to start scaling. This is how you need to start thinking about. That's why Flight Hub is an incredible tool that DJI just introduced. This is something that you have to fully embrace. I can't wait to see the tools that we will come up with together in the next year. Sorry, backwards. So, how do you make sense of the data being collected? How do you make these automated? We got into artificial intelligence about a year and a half ago. How many of you know about artificial intelligence? Okay? How many of you know how it works? Raise your hands. Okay. How many of you have a smart trained deep learning model at the office? Nice. Wow, pretty impressive. So teaching the machines does not require you hiring a programmer anymore to code and look at pixels and figure out, where is the pixel on the photos to automate something. With AI, you can just train an algorithm that will output smart models. You don't have to have the engineers involved anymore. You can train and create a neural network. The real value of AI at some point is how smart are your neural networks. That's why people have not gotten into this anymore yet. This is where we're getting into. This is something that companies are already asking for. Do you have trained models to detect forklifts? The efficiency of forklifts, the efficiency of excavators. These are things that are going to exist that we're working on, that other companies will be working on as well. Do we have trained smart models that will detect defects on wind turbines or any other object? These are some of the things that you'll see in the future, in the very near future. These are things Komatsu is asking for today for us. These are the areas that I believe every single person here in this room should be knowledgeable about. These are the things you need to bring back to your customers so they can start thinking about this. For those who don't have experience with artificial intelligence, this is a very simplified flow of how it works. No different than facial recognition. You give it lots of photos of the same person. You label it as, this is George. And then eventually the system knows how to recognize the pixels on those photos. So you give it another photo that looks completely different, it's able to recognize the patterns of the pixels on its own. Same thing with doing this in construction. You take lots of videos and photos. Videos is a bunch of frames. So the advantage of using videos is that you can have thousands of frames as a labeling process. The more video, the more photos you have, the smarter your models, the smarter your AI. And this is what we do. We actually have a video example that we can show you on the podium of identifying a bulldozer or any truck as it's operating. We know what it is, we know which action is operating, and this can be translated into log data that can then be ingested into any kind of workflow. This is what we're doing with Komatsu today. Once you start creating these smart models, and you start removing the need to develop everything, you'll be able to put those brains inside the drone itself, which means the drone, as it's flying, is identifying objects and flying with context, meaning as I fly as a drone, I have context that I can identify objects, and I'm also aware of the schedule, of things going in and things going out, who needs to be in one place or the other. All of those things will be in the brain of the UAV. Which means as soon as it lands, it already knows what needs to happen for the next mission. You don't need to call the guy who creates the mission for you. It'll tell you, here's what I need to do next, based on the context I have, on how quickly you need to deliver this, at what time we're going to have new material delivered to the site. All of those things will be integrated all into one single place. This is happening. This is something that we're prototyping with Komatsu. These are the things that you'll be able to build on top of the M200 or the Phantom 4 at some point. You can put a lot of that intelligence into the new smartphones. You can also use our platform. We're platform agnostic. You can use our platform. The difference is that we are able to achieve high accuracy with our proprietary high accuracy technology. But at some point, it doesn't matter if you use DJI or Skycatch or any other data collection service. But focus on DJI though. How do you scale that? So once you have one machine with the smart model, right? How do you scale it? So managing models, managing AI on the edge is going to be very important. These are things you have to start thinking about. How do I manage a smart model on the edge, on the cloud? How do I make it smarter, just like Tesla does? Tesla is extremely sophisticated. People think it's a car company. It's not. It's an AI company. They evolved how to manage these deep learning models at scale. They have thousands of them, and they're making them smarter every single day. If you drive a Tesla, you think you're driving. You're teaching the AI. When you push stop, when you turn, that's a labeling process that's happening in the background. That's telling their AI, and it's making it smarter. That's incredible. This is what our machines are going to do as well at some point. This is what machines DJI is building are going to be doing at some point as well. The real value, though, that we're going to be focusing on, that you can bring into the table, is creating smart models for something specific that helps your customer. How do we replicate AI all over the world? Once you have one smart machine, you can have thousands of them. And they can operate completely on their own. That's what we're heading towards. What would an automated world look like? This is sort of a halfway, our dream, where we want to head towards as a society. Home built in days. Transportation enabling humans to work across continents. Building things, maintaining infrastructure is going to be a piece of cake 10 years, 20 years from now. You're going to go through a bridge, and you're going to see drones flying around, inspecting it, looking for corrosion or any sort of defects. It's going to be completely automated. I believe that at some point, if we bring full automation, we're also going to be able to enable a carbon-free world and food freely available for everybody. I truly believe that. I believe that we can be completely 100% self-sustained. So this is what we believe the future for managing drones and operations looks like. Operating at scale means you're not going to have someone operating the drone. As much as I love flying drones myself. I built them early on when I was building Skycatch, but I also love the automation aspect of it. I love the fact that I can make something smart and have thousands of them and fly them from a computer. That's the future. That's what customers are asking for. This is not made up future stuff. This stuff that our clients, our customers are asking for and demanding. Who has built technology to enable this? I think that's where the opportunity becomes more real. What's next? So, our company focuses on making the collection, the understanding, and interpretation of the data more accurate and more reliable. That's what we focus on. We have an end-to-end solution that gives you centimeter accuracy data in a very short amount of time, and you don't have to use any external tools to do that. To enable that, we built what we call Edge 1. This is a system that you'll see out on the podium. In Edge 1, this is not a real one, this is a prototype. So, the Edge 1 has the ability to serve as a base station. How many of you here are familiar with GCPs? Okay. How many of you are familiar with surveying? Okay. So all of you are familiar with what you're capable of doing with this. So you can connect this to any RTK network. You can feed it a survey location into it and place it there. You can also, if you're in a location that has no RTK network and you have no survey data, you can actually place it there for 30 minutes and it will become your RTK network for you. On top of that, this unit is capable of processing data. We have an NVIDIA chip that will give you the ability to not only process data through structured motion, but also it will give you the ability to do things more advanced, like removing objects from the data, creating contours, creating DTMs, DSMs, all through this machine right here. Our partners, Komatsu and others, are using this not just for processing, not just for high accuracy, but they're also using it to run AI models into the system. So if you have your own AI research, if you're trying to have your teams label data so they can train the network, this is also capable of federated learning. So you can have thousands of them and thousands of trainers training your smart models at some point. We're not going to be the owners of all smart models. There's going to be so many variations of it. You'll be able to host them here. With that in mind, one of the things that excites me the most is what's going to be AirWorks next year. It's going to probably be much bigger than this. It's getting bigger every single year. Not sure if we'll be diamond sponsors, but who knows? Maybe. But we want to see this grow. We see this as a family. We see this as a way for us to share ideas and grow the market together. We may compete out there with some of you, but we're all part of the same family. We're all growing the industry together. Here's where we actually have an opportunity to unite and talk about what you've done right and what you've done wrong, and we can share that with you as well. Big question is, what will your role be in this AI technological revolution? What are the changes that you're going to make in your company or your process to bring this into your process, into your system, into your way of thinking? Thank you very much.